Clicking record. All right, go ahead, Miss Barbie.
Okay, so I think there's going to be more people joining, but we're going to start on time because we have a limited time. So basically, Phyllis and I had been talking, and we really wanted to make sure that every month we are doing 1 to 2 team meetings. And I know some of you are in accountability calls, which is great. But we also want to just come together as a team and have accountability and encouragement and share our highs and lows, because there's not always highs in this business, right? And this is a business. So we all have started Plexus products, and we all have loved our Plexus products and decided to share them. And so along the way over this last year, I think Phyllis and I we have learned a lot. Like, both of us coming from no business background, right? We have no business background. And so to me, it was a bit intimidating to think about and, know where this was going to go. But this really is a relationship company. It is relationship all around. And I think that the way you grow your business is through relationships. And so I had heard, doing different trainings and different leadership trainings and calls and things like that. I wanted to share with you some things that really spoke to me and made me think about and that I have been implementing and being more thoughtful about. And basically, it's the quality of our relationships. And I like the analogy used that, like, we have to have a purpose, like in our relationship. And if you are just go out of your way and do something for somebody, right? Like, you go help a friend and you do something for that person, then you just made a deposit in that person's bank account, basically, in like your friendship account. So if I go and do something for Carol out of the blue, unexpectedly, she's going to be like, oh, that was super cool. That was great. Like, And then, but then when I go to her and I hadn't talked to her in a while and I just say, hey, I'm doing this and I thought of you, and you just bring up the business or or the supplement, even just to help them with their, issues that they have or anything like that. You're asking something of them, though. And when you ask something of somebody, you're making a withdrawal. And so you have to pay attention to how much your deposits versus your withdrawals. And if you're just depositing into people, the withdrawals will come easier too, right? You're going to be able to make more of those withdrawals easily because you've made so many deposits. And so it's just about being genuine, loving on people, helping people. And as we grow our relationships, our business will organically grow. And so I just like to look at it in more of that aspect versus, you'll look at our prospects, right? We all need to make a list of prospects. Well, yeah, they could use it. They could, that they could use these products, but diving into them and building them and helping them in other ways will benefit you in the long run, and they'll probably be more willing to be on board. So I liked the analogy, and it just talked about too on how fast you go. Like, some people go really fast, and I'll use our beautiful Phyllis, right? Phyllis was depositing in a lot of people's lives prior to Plexus. She was always depositing into people's lives. So if this is point A of signing up and point B is getting to where you want to be, whether it be senior gold, whether it be emerald, whether it be diamond, right? Your point A to your point B is all going to depend on how fast you get there is where you started in your deposit. But she had already made all of those deposits prior to doing this. And so she had an accelerated endpoint. She's gotten to where she went, I know she's not to where she wants to be, but she will be, right? And so I just want you guys to think about that and think about how much are you depositing into other people's lives? How much are you going out of your way for them? And I know we're all busy, so we can have a million excuses of why we don't, but just to kind of think about that and to get from your point A to point B. And so I wanted to just talk about that, but I wanted to congratulate Mary on her rank achievement and let her talk and share a little bit about how she did so well this last month. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Mary.
Okay, thank you, Barbie. So, so going gold in July was a really big thing for me. I was very close since April, and so I was having months where I had 85 points, 80 points, and just even using specials, you know, that we would run at the end of the month at that time just wasn't I was that close, but not making it. And I ended June actually with 65 points. I was gone for a whole month overseas, and so from mid-May to mid-June. So that was a setback for me. But I used the opportunity coming back home to be able to reach out to everybody with these new products after convention and all of that. And so just really rekindled relationships. And another thing that I did in July, starting in July, was I did the 30-day free Teamsy, and about a week into it, once I had all my contacts in there, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not going to want to go back. It was working so well for me. So that is something that I added this month. I went ahead and I bit the bullet and I paid the $300 for the year, which is I think 2 months free or something. And that gave me Teamsy University. So there's, in addition to Brooke's accountability call once a week, I also have a huge accountability in that Teamsy University. And so my IPA power hours were happening every day, 6 days a week, sometimes 7, and just relationship building. It's all about relationship. They call it relationship marketing. So it goes so well with what you just shared, Barbie. So I was reaching out and talking with people just about life, about what was happening with them, about common interests and all of that. And then when, you know, so throughout the month, when I was in conversations with people and then say they would like one of my Plexus posts, then I would shift a little bit and say, hey, you know, I noticed you liked my Plexus post, and, you know, would you like some more, would you like to try a stick of Slim? And so just kind of go from there, and more information and that kind of stuff. So anyway, I counted up mid-July that orders that were going to be processing, you know, crossing my fingers that everybody was going to hang in there till the end of the month. Mm-hmm. And I was going to be 4 short. And I remember the accountability call that Friday with Brooke. She said, 4 is nothing. You're going to do it. And just that, you know, made me sit up taller and go, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. Mm-hmm. And so I, you know, I just reached out. I needed 4 people. So I had sponsored 7 level 1s in July. And I'll tell you what, not very many of them. I only had 1 level 1 who signed with the half price special at the beginning of the month that Plexus was doing. And then I had 2 at the end of the month that signed when we were doing our own special with the free membership. And so out of my 7, only 3 of them were people who signed with a special. So that just showed me that, you know, it's not about specials. Mm-hmm. It's about timing. And when people, you know, during that relationship, and getting into discussing more about what's going on with them, when they're ready. So I feel like it was reaping fun, because now I'm just starting my 9th, or just, yeah, I've been doing Plexus for 9 months, but not sharing that much, sharing for maybe 7 or 8 months. So anyway, just reaping the harvest of all those reach outs that I've been doing all these months. So that I think was huge. And then just working every day and trying to not bug people, like be panicky or like desperate. I need you to order 100 PV over here. Welcome back. But just, loving, just continuing to love people and knowing that they were interested in some other products, and sharing with them, if you're interested, now's a great time because we do have that special. So I actually did get my 4 orders of 100 PV over the welcome giving, this past month with Phyllis's help. And I think you were in on that, Barbie. I can't remember. But anyway, and then my level 1 who started sharing, signed her up at I think June 30th, the very last day of the month. She started sharing every single day. And she would tag me in every post. And so people were not only seeing my posts, they were seeing her posts on my feed, coming up on their feed. And so people just, were paying attention. And so we were able to get my friend who was sharing every day to silver. She ended up sponsoring 4 ambassadors actually, and getting at least 2 of hers ordering the 100 PV over. So it was a team effort. There is no way that I was going to make it without my friend going silver and helping 2 of hers to order 100 PV over. So, and White Lines, reaching out to White Lines and people who pushed their subscriptions way out. And I have one who's only ordering X Factor now, reaching out to them about specials and all of that. I just had to let it go after a bit because, I got a couple of orders off of that, but I just feel like the bless and release, just really needed to happen. And work with the new people who were excited and ready to go. And just one other thing is Phyllis's health event. So I came down to that, and I had one person already, my best friend from high school, was already telling me like two weeks before, yes, I want to go to that. And so I knew I was bringing her. And then I found out just kind of by accident, just a God thing, that a friend of mine from where I live up in Roseville moved to Lompoc, which is right outside of Santa Maria. I'm like, you're in Lompoc now? And talked to her about the products. And I said, meet me over, at this health event. So she came and she's like, my husband needs this too. So she ended up signing with double welcome pack. And then telling me all these people in her family who need it. And so that was huge. So I brought 3 people to that health event, and all 3 of them signed up. So that was really huge too. So it kind of gets me on fire for August now with Super Silver, and needing to add more because my goal is Senior Gold by the end of October. So I need to keep going. And in the midst of, family stuff, we lost, you probably know, Phyllis's grandmother, my mom, just yesterday. And so it just felt kind of weird. I didn't feel like I could really do, hey, how you doing? Just stopping by to say hi kind of thing, messages. But I had to be real. So my messages this week have all been about my mom and with relatives and close friends. And then I'll, but I'm ready to get back into business. So that will come. I know that'll come. And looking at, I need to do a sip and see. And I think you guys are going to talk about that too. But yeah, so.
Awesome, Mary. I'm so proud of you. And I want to just tell you that I am so sorry for your loss. And what you were saying, one of the things that you said that I just want to point out to you guys real quick is that she made a goal. And that was something I wanted for you all to do. You all have to do this. You have to make a goal. You have to visualize what you want. It's the beginning of August. What do you want by the end of August? Write it down, put it by your computer, visualize it, and be specific. So again, like I heard an analogy, if you say, for instance, I want to lose weight, and you lose 1 pound, then you made your goal, right? Because you said you wanted to lose weight, you lost 1 pound. But if you said, I want to lose 40 pounds, then losing that 1 pound, you still have a ways to go and you're still going to be pushing. So be specific on what you guys want and visualize it, write it down, and put it out there. And at the end of the month, I want to hear it. I want to hear your success, because I'm telling you, that's exactly what I did. Like, they talk about the vision boards, and I knew Emerald by May, pulled it out, Emerald by May. Texas 3, it's a team effort, and you guys can all do it. Every single ambassador can do it if they put their why out, they write down what they want, and they go full force like a missile. I got my eye on that target, and I'm hitting it. So, Phyllis.
Awesome. I'm going to take over real quick, you guys. Thank you, Barbie. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, my internet connection was being weird in the kitchen. So, okay. Yes, thank you, Mary, for sharing that. She has so many good nuggets in there. And you can see, like, this girl is in it to win it. She's doing everything she can. She's plugging into everything that there is to plug into. And she's set goals, and she's watching her points, and working with Brooke in an accountability call, which is a gift. Like, it's a beautiful gift if you are in one of Brooke's accountability calls. I am available for her. We chat. But when you have a diamond feeding you accountability once a week, like, that's beautiful. So we're always so grateful for Brooke. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know I watched a diamond documentary today. It's in our new Plexus Scoop, which comes to us in our emails, and you'll get text messages and stuff. But it's a really great documentary. I'm just going to tell you, though, that it's all about relationships, and that's how she built her business. And this woman just pours into people, and they love her, and they just want to do whatever she's doing. And so we can't stress relationship building enough. And that was beautiful, Mary, is that now you're seeing your harvest. So, it took you a little longer to get there, but that's amazing. You're still gold. Like, that's huge. And we definitely want to celebrate that. So congratulations again. And then training. So she talks in this documentary about relationship building. Number one, getting your team trained. So we have so many trainings this month. I'm going to hit over them real briefly. I did post them in my little Army of Diamonds thread so you guys can plug them into your calendar. You don't have to do everything. I don't want you guys to be overwhelmed. Like, pick and choose. In the beginning, I was just answering people that were flooding my Facebook because I was posting every single day. I posted every single day. I looked like a crazy Plexus girl. I posted my pink drink in my hand, explained what the pink drink was, because I'm a nurse. So I feel like, rationale is big for me. I want people to understand what they're getting. But then I also did my life story, because I always posted on Facebook. I was a Facebook girl. So anyway, so just, for me, it was just responding to all of that. I did not dig into any training. I just couldn't. I couldn't focus on it. But Brooke said, just keep signing people up. Like, that's all you need to do is sign people up. You don't need training. You got this, just sign them up. Well, the training I did need was how to support my people. So that's what I want to just remind you is go to your sponsor, go to your upline. And it's probably going to be Barbie and Phyllis here. But if you're on the call and you have an upline, actually, I do see Jenna, welcome. That's great. So you'll want to go to your uplines and say, where are all these trainings you're talking about? They are flooding Ohana Plexus. We can find you and plug you into those trainings. So we have them. Like Barbie said, we're going to be doing team calls more consistently. And then she talks about relationships, training, and consistency. So like Mary said, for her, it was grabbing Team Z and plugging into that so that it's holding her accountable. So find whatever it is that holds you accountable. In the beginning, I worked this business every single day. I still work this business every single day. It just looks a little differently. But I was literally a crazy girl, just responding to messages, supporting my people that I had, trying to get people to share. And it was a lot of work, but you know what? Holy smokes. In 11 months, we're emerald. So, and that didn't just come from me. Like Mary said, it's the team. But if you're not creating momentum and excitement and they're not seeing you work or the vision, then you're going to have a team that's going to crumble. It's just going to happen. And that's what I've seen over the year with some of my people that have been sharing. When they stop working, your team stops. Like every single time. Your team doesn't go, oh, hey, look, they're not paying attention to me. I'm going to just keep going. You really need that momentum and that excitement and that. So anyway, that's what we're going to try and keep going for you guys. Let's see here. The other thing that the Diamond said, she said, it's not about me. And that's how I feel. Like sometimes it can feel like, hey, let's go, let's share, and it can sound like, because we want to rank up. Well, yeah, we want to rank up. Like, would be lying if I didn't say, like, my goal is to be Sapphire, and I would put that for Christmas. That's a huge goal, and I have to be realistic. So now I'm looking at more like January or February, but you know what? It could happen by then. And so that's where I've set my goal. If I don't set a goal, then I have nothing to work towards. And I have nothing to help, move my team forward too. So I've set my goal, and then, but it's not about me, because the other way for me to get there, I can't do that by myself. I can't be like, well, I've got to sponsor 150 people a month. It's like our team needs to do that. And how can I get the team to do that? So we want to do that amongst our own teams as well. And then how do we do that? So through team events, like we did this big community event that was so stinking successful for my team. I can't even tell you, like getting people together, inviting, planning ahead. It was a big deal, plugging the information into newspapers, renting a facility. I mean, it was a big deal, but because we planned so hard, we also worked hard to get people there. So that was the other thing. Team calls and accountability meetings. So if you guys live in a neighborhood or an area with people that are on your team, like link arms with them and just go to each other's house, meet for coffee, like have lunch together, go for a hike or whatever it is that you do, meet with them and just share. Again, that building relationships with each other makes you stronger, and you can totally bounce ideas off each other too. And anyway, and we want you to be more involved. So like, I'm going to give Carol some time here in just a second to give her testimony, because I really do want you guys to see that, the products are working in our lives. And again, this is why I share. If the products weren't working for me or the people on my team, I would not be here right now. I wouldn't be sharing this. I wouldn't be talking about it. Trust me. I'm a nurse with 20 years experience and I have a reputation to uphold. So I'm not just selling Kool-Aid. I'm selling like literally health and wellness and life-changing products. So, okay. Just quickly, I'm going to go over what we have coming up. So when I talk about trainings, like look what we have. We had an ambassador call last night, which I tried to copy the YouTube link. I'm going to keep working on that and put it in my thread so that you guys can see it and then share it with your brand new people. So anyone that's brand new, this is a great place to plug them in, because you're going to see testimonies. You're going to have a little tiny bit of the business, because we don't want, like, it's not business heavy. It's very much about products and about testimonies, so that people can be like, okay, build some confidence and say, all right, look, these are real people with real stories. And then, so we're doing our team call. So we think, starting the month out with a team call is great, because we can kind of like get everybody on the right foot, set some goals moving forward, and then check back in with each other towards the end of the month. And we'll focus heavily on business in our team calls, because we have that ambassador call that we can plug those people in. It's already there. The wheel has been created by Ohana Plexus. So that's where we'll keep continuing to tell you guys to plug people in. Eventually we may do our own ambassador call, but right now we don't need to do that. Blessed by the Business Zoom is August 6th. It's going to be real business stories with just a touch of our own personal health journey, inspiring potentials, customer and wholesalers as we build legacy businesses. So Blessed by the Business is definitely for those people that are, if you have somebody on your team that's kind of curious about sharing, you want to plug them into that. They're doing 2 time zones, 9 Mountain PM and 9 Eastern. And it's going to be followed up that same day by an IPA challenge. So if you guys are curious about sharing, here's your first gift from Ohana Plexus. Like, this is Brooke right here. IPA challenge. And this is something that every time, I can tell you right now, I see Mary here, Egan, they're in those IPA challenges. They're commenting, they're working their business, and that's how they're seeing success. Then what's cool is now you have your IPA. That's your income producing activity. That means you're reaching out to people. You're inviting them to join you, or inviting them to also try like 3 sticks of Slim. And you can charge $10 for those 3 sticks of Slim, because on the 13th through the 15th, we have a 3-day blitz, and it's all focusing on the pink drink. So you see how Ohana like sets us up. We have an IPA challenge where we're reaching out, talking to people. Boom. Now we have our IPA or our blitz, 3-day blitz. And so they do 7-day challenges too. So just know that every month it's going to be a 3-day blitz or a 7-day challenge. Those were huge for me, you guys. Everybody that I got into those challenges, if I had 9 people in the challenge, I sponsored 8 people from that challenge alone. If I had, 7, it was 6. Seemed like it was almost the entire amount of people that I had in the challenge, because I followed up with them middle of the challenge and said, hey, how are you liking your pink drink? If they loved it, I'd say, hey, do you want to go ahead and sign up now so you don't run out? And that's exactly what they did. They're like, yeah, absolutely. So anyway, so that's how I worked that. On the 20th, Ohana is going to do a team call. They're going to have a diamond ambassador there, Rosalind Payne. So that's 8 p.m. Mountain. It's how to talk to people about the business. So do you see what I mean? Like, they just keep feeding us information and tools. Also on the 20th through the 23rd, it's another IPA challenge. They're calling it part 2. So they're splitting up a challenge over a few days so that you're not overwhelmed, but it teaches you how to reach out and gives you posts that you don't have to create. Like, it writes it for you. You just plug in a name, and if you want to, or you can be very personal, which for me, I just leave voice messages. Everybody gets a voice message from me mostly because I want them to hear my voice. I want them to hear my excitement. And I want them to know. But if you don't have that, that's okay. It's created for you in these IPA challenges. And I just want to see some head nods, like the ones that have been in it. Yes, you've seen that. And yeah, very helpful. So, okay, so IPA challenge, August 20th through the 23rd. And then the 27th through the 29th. So here you go again, like a few days later after IPA, it's giving us another opportunity for a 3-day skincare. So we're going to focus on the Joyome again at the end of the month, but it'll only be 3 days instead of 7. So everybody's feedback was like 7 was just a lot of information, or too many days focused on just skincare. So it's kind of cool. Like, they listen, we give feedback, and then we tweak it and adjust it to make it helpful for our teams. Let me see here. Oh, August 18th. I wish I knew more information about August 18th, but from what I'm seeing is that it's going to be a company-wide sip and see. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to invite people to your house, like plan ahead, start advertising, and then let Plexus do the work for you. You can plug it in, HDMI cable your computer to your television, and let them watch the show. So the place you can find this information is in your back office. They've been talking about it. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but they're talking about the August 18th Sip and See Plexus wide. So, and then, and there's a chat too. I just noticed there's 3 people. Oh goodness. Okay. So Mary's asking, what do you think about having people buy 7-day trial packs, even though it's 3-day? Yeah, you could do that. And then there's Barbie giving 3 sticks away. So if, Barbie and I can give 3 sticks away, but if you're just getting started and you're like, I really don't want to give any of my product away, they can actually go into your website and purchase the 3-day trial pack. It's going to cost them it's crazy, like $20 just for that 3-day trial pack. So that's why I say if you give 3 sticks of Slim, you can charge 10, and they're about $2.75 a piece for you to give your own product away as a wholesale ambassador. So, anyway, so there's options for you guys too. And let's see. I like what Mary said. Don't wait for specials, you guys. Like, we don't have to give incentives all month long for people to purchase. And I'm living proof of that too. I've had when it's time and they're like, I'm ready to go, I don't say, oh gosh, well, if you just wait 3 days, they might have a special. No way. You just, you let them, you sign them up and you start supporting them from the beginning. So I think I just wanted to tag onto that a little bit. And what else am I missing, you guys? We have about 10 minutes left. Oh, the Super Silver. Have all of you guys seen the Super Silver contest? So you just need 10 people. So if you've already gone silver, that's great. If you haven't gone silver, you'll get that $100 for going silver bonus, plus your welcome pack commissions. And then say now you or your team supports 7 more people, that gets you to 10. That gives you the 50 points you need to make Super Silver. So there's another $100 that you'll get that month. So you've just doubled your bonus, if you're going to hustle and make this happen. Anyway, there's specifics because Brooke did a video. It was about 15 minutes long discussing just Super Silver. So I'll encourage you guys to look on Ohana, ask your sponsor for them to tag you in the video if you want to know more, but it's also in your back office in a frequently asked questions flyer. So you can find the details there. So but yeah, tons of options for us to grow our business and be excited about it. And anyway, I'm excited to be here with you guys. Love this team.
Okay. I know. So let's hand it over to Carol, and let's hear from Carol. Share with us.
Take us home, Carol.
Okay, so I think I'm just going to talk about my experience on the products. So I first heard about Plexus from my sister-in-law, Barbie. She and I went to nursing school together, and I knew that she was pretty smart, but she started posting at the beginning of last year about Plexus, about these supplements that she was taking, and I thought I was a little bit embarrassed for her. I was kind of like, uh-oh, Barbie's gone off the deep end. And then I didn't want anything to do with it. I thought, what, she's getting scammed. That sounds horrible. And then I also saw Phyllis around the same time started posting, and Barbie's results weren't super visual to anybody. I mean, she was having relief from her anxiety and stress and things like that, but not really anything that we could see. But Phyllis's results were very visual, and that was inspiring to me because she was starting to, improve her health and feel better. And I was struggling with my health too. So I kind of related to that. About 6 years ago, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. I probably had a lot longer than that, but I was just feeling exhausted all the time. I had 2 little boys at the time. I was working, 12-hour shifts, and I was tired all the time, like just drag myself through the first half of the day, go to Starbucks, and then drag myself through the second half. I didn't have the energy that I thought I should have. And I was cold all the time, just freezing cold, so cold that it hurt, at work in the hospital. It was like I couldn't wear enough clothes, that I was always freezing cold. My hair started falling out. I was retaining water. I was puffy, wake up puffy in the morning. And then by nighttime, my ankles would be swollen. And I just thought, this isn't how I want to spend my life. I don't feel this. I'm a pretty healthy person. I'm a vegan. I eat like healthy, lots of vegetables and fruits, and I work out 5 times a week. And why am I feeling, like an old woman? So my son was having migraines. My son, I have twin boys. They're 13 now, but last year they were 12. And my son, Mason, has had migraines, chronic migraines, since he was little, since he was old enough to tell me his head hurt. And so I had been trying over the years, looking for something natural to help us with both of our health issues. Me with my thyroid problems and my, hormones, my digestion, this horrible brain fog that I had that I couldn't seem to shake, and also my son with his headaches. So we went to our 3rd pediatric neurologist, and he actually suggested that I put Mason on antidepressants and blood pressure medication. And I left the office with that prescription, and my son was like, "Are we going to go get the pills, Mom? When can we go get the pills?" And I was like, "No, son, this is not what you need. I know there's something out there. We just need to find it." And so that's when Barbie was actually coming over for a visit for one night. And I said, "Okay, Barbie, when you come over, I want to talk to you about Plexus." And he signed up that night when she came over. I signed up a double welcome pack for me and my son. And he got relief from his migraines within the first week. He usually had like 3 migraines a week. Sometimes they would last a few days. And within the first week, he had 1 bad migraine that lasted 2 days, and then no more migraines for 11 days. And I remember we were just like high-fiving each other and in disbelief that he had gone 11 days without a migraine, which had never happened. So I was super thrilled with that. On the other hand, I felt really good my first week. My brain fog went away immediately, but I started having die-off. And, it took me years to get in the health condition that I was in. So I knew that it wasn't going to be an overnight thing, but it was pretty miserable. I had these bloating and, exhaustion. And Bree and Brooke telling me, don't quit before the magic happens. And I did feel like quitting. I was like, I don't know if this is working, and I feel like crap. So, but I saw what it was doing for my son, and I saw, other friends that I knew having great results. So I thought, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to give it 3 months. And it was like overnight at 3 months, my digestion was perfect. All of a sudden I was going to the bathroom like a normal person again. And my energy came back, my water retention all left my body, my stomach went flat. And I've been feeling great ever since. And it just keeps getting better. Every layer that I get through is just better and better. So that helps me want to share it with other people. My son's still doing great. You know, he still takes his triplex and X Factor, and we love it. It's been great for us.
It's an amazing story, Carol, honestly. Like, I love hearing it. And were you on thyroid meds, or were you?
I was, yeah, for 5 years. I tried different medications and different combinations, and
you are off of them now?
I went off my thyroid medications the day I started Plexus, which I would never recommend as a nurse to anyone, but they weren't helping me. I was on the latest one, Armour Thyroid. I don't know if I can say that, but I was on it for a year, and my labs were completely unchanged after 1 year. So that was right about the time I took Mason to that pediatric neurologist, and I was like, you know, we're done with this. I'm not taking this anymore. It's not helping me, or I'm not absorbing it, or probably a combination of both. And I'm just going to try this and see what happens. So maybe that's why my die-off was extra bad too, because I went off my thyroid medication overnight.
Yeah.
Not supposed to do that, but it worked out.
And I love that, and I love Carol's story. She's got thyroid, you know, energy, and Mason's story. And I love, and like Carol, what you said in the beginning on how Phyllis's story spoke to you. Like she had a visual, right? Because anybody that's dealt with anxiety and they hear my story, they're going to be like, whoa, yeah, like I need help, because anybody that suffers from anxiety knows how much it sucks, right? And that's why it's so important for us all to share our testimonies, because you never know who it's going to speak to. You know, you never know which one or who or where it's at. And that's why we have less than a minute, you guys. But I just want to encourage you all to share, whether you're posting on social media. That's your marketing platform. Social media is your marketing. That's what it is, though. It's just marketing. You still love on people. You still give, you know, deposit into that bank account. And just, you know, keep sharing with the friends and family around you, and they will see the changes, and it organically grows, right? Like it will happen, and you never know who you will touch. And it's those that hang in there, because you can either take your disappointment and you can put your tail between your leg and say, I quit, or you can let it fuel your fire and say, I'm just going to take a different curve. I'm just taking a different turn, and I'm going to get it. But you got to just keep going. So good job, you guys. And we're going to start doing these twice a month. And I think once we get into it, we're going to be doing, like, we'll see more people joining in. Zoom is new to a lot of people. I know that I had never done one before this business. So, and I think it will be a great opportunity to get other people involved. So love you guys.
Awesome. Thank you
Bye.
for being here. I'll post it on our page. Okay, guys?